Historically and to excavate something historical. This is one of the Dutch, I would say, landmarks that they left for the people of Elmina. That is to say, they call it the Dutch Cemetery. That is where a lot of the Dutch authorities, they were buried up here. Okay, and I quite remember when we were kids, a dignitary in Elmina died. That his name is Dr. R.P. Buff, was buried here. One of the first engineers of West Africa and Africa from Elmina. So now I'm just taking a nice coverage for you to have a look at what the Dutch they have left behind. It's a landmark that is to prove how they have governed their life. They have made their life better than the very people they have slaved. In the very communities that they have slaved, look at the kind of cemetery they built for themselves. And we ask, as it looks so organized, is that how they did organize our communities before they moved the communities? So once again, you are watching a Dutch cemetery in Elmina, in a location we call it a switchery. Then it is standing down the cliff at a Basilica Catholic Church. If you can behold its upstairs. Okay, so that is Basilica, side view of Basilica Church, a Catholic, and that is coming down the cliff. This is the Dutch cemetery. So I'm just having you a clear view on how clear and how beautiful, attractive this is. But we're just asking if it is the community that they have ever worked in, that they have ever slaved in, if it is how beautiful it is. Do you understand? Yeah, sorry for the slope down. This is the main entrance of what we call the Dutch cemetery that was built by the Dutch. Okay, so beautiful it is. So beautiful it is. And we're just imagining if their days the place was so beautiful as their cemetery has been made so beautiful. You understand? So this is just a rough catch on you. It's an excavation that we're trying to be making on landmarks. Okay, you see how beautiful it was built? So attractive, well managed, well organized. So I'm just asking that our kings and queens, have we prepared a place as this for their burial grounds? Our heads of states, elders, those that have led Africa, have we prepared a place like this for them? When you go to Accra, the Art Center, they have the Kwame Nkrumah Monument. That is better. But this is the Dutch monument standing in Elmina. But I'm asking, where are the monuments for the chiefs and kings of Elmina that have fought for the betterment of this community that we have nothing to see? But we have all is about Dutch, all is about foreign people. Just looking at the footprints of our slave masters. But we don't have to see any footprints of our fathers that had fought for our right as we live now. So when I look around, I don't see anything that our fathers possess, but all that I see is things that the slave masters they have done. And the church up there was built by Romans, and it's a slave object. And the Dutch monument is also a slave object. So all is their what? Their fingerprint that we are still watching. But the question is, where are the monuments for our chiefs, our kings? Where are the better places that they have made? So once again, this is a nice excavation that we have made, and we are starting to be making it up for you. And it's a straight talk. If you're watching this, you don't have to take sides with it, because this is the effect, and that is what we want to fight on. If they have built these places for their governors and for their masters, what about the very people they have slaved? Do they prepare a place for them? And we are still keeping it very attractive. But are we keeping our communities attractive as this, our houses attractive as this? Either to still to keep to attraction that which was left behind by the slave masters that do not depict anything but depict their staying here, their betterment, and how they have fed their welfare. So once again, this is Nana Cordix on Promoters Lounge. Thank you. And we are down with a good note. Thank you very much. That is what you are reading on your shot. I'm standing at a location in Elmina. We call it the Nana Copenhagen Square. And what you have on your screen is about what? A little bit about the king himself. And that is his statues, or something to keep him in remembrance. Okay. So quick, I'm going to rise out to him. This is the king himself. We call him Nana Copenhagen. He defended Elmina from the British when they had the mindset to sell the St. George Castle. That is, he defended them from all kind of processes. That is the Dutch wanting to buy that which belongs to Elmina. Okay. That he has been a very instrumental figure when it comes to the development of Elmina. That if it had not been kings as this, even the castle is not standing there. It would have been possessed by the British forever and ever. You see it? This is how it ought, that the Dutch had wanted to sell the castle, but him being a good and effective son of the land, he defended the land and everything that we possess. That he even fought to readjust certain laws and certain constitutions in the Fanti invasions when they had gathered to invade Elmina. He was there. That is somewhere on the 26th of May 1868. That history tells us that he was exiled to Sierra Leone by the British because of his resistance and not being in readiness to sit and watch the British or the Dutch to capacitate the land of Elmina. So he did what he could. He fought for the land of Elmina. And this is where it has been well said, given unto him. Then we are asking a king as this, somebody that had fought for the freedom of Elmina and even had fought to repulse the Fanti's invasion of Elmina. And if we are to dedicate a place for him, then we call it Nana Copenhagen Square. Looking at the square, looking at the condition of the square, does it deserve a great man as this? Coming to the square, there's nothing that shows that a great person had once fought for this land. That it stands all alone. That I'm asking, just a video that we did concerning the Dutch cemetery. You see how the Dutch cemetery is well decorated, managed. But we are talking about a native of our land that had defended the land, that had defended the cause of the law. And we have dedicated this location for him. Look at this. There is nothing attractive here. There is nothing pleasant to prove that this is a location we have dedicated to a king that had fought and that had defended this great empire called Elmina or Anomansa. So if the spirit of these fathers are still hovering around us, what will be the judgment? Looking at the whole community, looking at the whole system. Look how it is. This is how the Copenhagen Square looks like, the entrance. That we should ask ourselves, he's once a king of this land. And if we should dedicate such a location for him, the place looks so bad. The place does not look attractive. There is nothing kinship here. There is nothing tradition here. There is nothing custom in here. So we ask, what are we doing? But when we get to the dead cemeteries, the locations of the slave masters, we have been able to touch with concern. But the locations of our own areas, we have not cared with much concern. Looking at the natives of the people, they all have like mentality that works straight for the betterment of what the white people. So we are saying something ought to be done, and ought to be done perfectly as we climb up and as we're going down. Thank you.